So, are you looking for the best place to live? Tired of driving around? Want something that is walkable? Let me tell you where the best place that you may want to consider in the Las Vegas area. So stand by for just 1 second, all the way to the end, and you're going to learn about the most vibrant area in Las Vegas. If we haven't met before, my name is Eric, and I am here in the Las Vegas area helping everyone find the best homes. My team and I are more than glad to help you with your move. Down below in the pinned comment and in the description, you're going to be able to find information to all the best homes and to be able to reach out to us. Call, text, email, and we are going to be able to help you out. Also, they have links to everything, including all of the new homes and information on this area. Go ahead and click that, and you can make an appointment with us. We are in downtown Las Vegas, so we are in the condo area, and guess what? A lot of people ask, is Las Vegas a walkable city? Well, a lot of times it's not. What happens is you gotta have a car. This is a very car-dependent city, except for very few places. And one of those few places is, guess what? Downtown Las Vegas. And so we're here near downtown, Fremont Street and everything else. And we're gonna look at some of the places around here and what you can get downtown Las Vegas and talk about the area. Let's go to it. How much more fun can you have in a downtown major city? They got these swings out here. They don't seem to swing very much, but we can have some fun. And we are definitely within walking distance from all the fun. And for those of you who may be into it, we are within stumbling distance. You know what I mean? Especially from Fremont Street. Maybe we'll be able to get on down there and see what's there. Okay, I am headed over to the Cello Towers. It is a condo unit here in downtown, and hopefully we're gonna get some really great insights on living here downtown, and we're gonna learn more about living downtown and how great it is to be here, because I know some of you really want some place where you get that more funky vibe that kind of spells what Las Vegas really is. So let's go on to it. One of the things is a lot of these downtown lofts have this really beautiful exposed ceiling thing here going, especially downstairs. Just really gives you this funky New York look. Kind of like a little artist spin. I want to give you a sense of how close you are to everything and how walkable. I mean, I know there's a little area right there. So you got to walk around and take, you know, the street and everything. But look, right over there is officially downtown Las Vegas. We haven't talked about it before. The Strip is actually not in downtown Las Vegas, but that there is actually downtown Las Vegas. So there we go. That is downtown Las Vegas. And that is what you get. You are so close in places like this. And that is definitely walking distance. That's not even a quarter of a mile. And you can stumble here from many of the bars. You've got all of these places you can eat. I will say the biggest negative that you have living down here, especially places like this, is going to be the parking. There's very little on-street parking, and a lot of it is going to be paid parking. See, like in garages like behind me here. So that is going to be a very big con. Okay, see over there? That is world famous. You know what? Fremont Street, look, you've got the Plaza, the Golden Nugget. And you can't see it from here, but you got Fremont Street. If I have enough time, I'll be able to go over there and show it to you. Look, there's the Main Street Station. All of these great places that you can go to and enjoy yourself, with so many restaurant eating opportunities and great old school casinos. Over there, that park we're walking up on, that Symphony Park. And there's like the symphony stuff over there. Get to enjoy yourself, get to see the theater and all that stuff, get the culture. You don't have to drive out for it. So this really is the cultural epicenter right here. Now it's going to be a little unlike the Strip where it's all the hustle and bustle. You'll have a little less hustle and bustle at this end right here.
So much more new development that's coming online. Circuit 2 as well will be building across from Cello Tower. So there's going to be so many culinary options to be offered to the residents here, entertainment of course. And we have our sales center built out here. We love to have folks bring in your clients, and we schedule do a walk around the park with them and show them everything that's coming online. And we're just excited to help out in any way we can. There's a lot more details about it. Jen Holba and I are here pretty much every day of the week. Our sales center is open, so we would love to meet with any of you and clients that you may have. And we thank you for coming in today. We appreciate Bill, appreciate all you do.
Now, I gotta ask you, isn't Patrick excited that the Cello Tower may be a little bit taller than Circa? Is that what I heard?
Well, that's the story, yes. Yeah, so we're actually, our penthouses are falling right about in line with the Legacy Club, if any of you have been up the Legacy Club at Circa. But we have 10-foot 6-inch ceilings just about on every floor. So each floor of ours stands a little higher than most. So yeah, he's been such a great, Derek Stevens has been such a great supporter.
How much did you sell with the groundbreaking? And where do you stand there?
Great question. Well, we've been in pre-construction pricing for the last year or so. We've made about a little over 10 million in sales just in the last 10, 11 days. A lot of hype to get in before pre-construction pricing ended. And we're still at the lower end of the spectrum. We do have great hopes and aspirations of where we'll end up by the time we're at closings. And such a great group of folks that have purchased so far. So I think at this point, we're probably closer to 150 million in sales.
Well, thank you very much. Great job, Tiffany. We always appreciate you letting us come here and have a little fun. Thank you.
Okay, just wanted to take a little look around here, downtown, see what we got going on. I'm gonna do a little bit of a driving around and see what downtown is like. And maybe, just maybe, we'll head on down to the Strip. So coming up here, got ourselves a Hotel California where you check in and can't check out. I'm gonna go on down, no, let's see, where should I go? Downtown, I'm gonna keep going down. As you can see, everything is just so compact when you're living down here. Remember, you're kind of in an urban core here now, so remember that. And what we're coming up here on is the Fremont Street experience. So you got all of this, you got all of these restaurants you see here to the left and right. You got these casinos. And if you've ever been here, you've got this experience, the Fremont Street experience. It is wonderful here at night. Biggest problem is it's hard to like do any kind of social media here. And this guy's just gonna run across like this, stopping when he doesn't even have the right of way. But that's just the way it is in Vegas. Oh man, it's crowded too. Got the little fake casino girls. Be very careful if any of them come up to you. They're gonna want some money, okay? Just keep going straight here for a second. I probably should have taken a left there. I'm gonna try to get on to Boulevard. Let's keep going. So you kind of get a little taste of downtown Vegas here. So like all the courthouses, all that stuff, it's down here. And you can see she's just crossed against the light, didn't care. Probably a tourist, could be a local. Already it's 90 degrees. Today is the 1st of May, which is normal. Wait until we get into about June. Woo, it's gonna be a scorch. So we're taking a left on Bonneville. Over to the right there is the RTC. That's where you can catch all the buses and everything going everywhere. Now, I'm gonna be very honest, if you ever move here, we do not have the best public transit system like some places, especially if you get out into, I'll call it the suburbs. But here, like in downtown, you got very, very good public transit. You're not gonna have to worry about it. A lot of stuff close by. The biggest problem you have may be parking. Like I said, parking is at a premium down here. Sometimes when you come down here, it's gonna be hard to find free parking. A lot of it's gonna be paid stuff, and I hate that. That's what sometimes keeps me away. Some venues will have some free parking. Back when I was on the board of directors and they would have events down at this little theater, I would have to just show early just so I could make sure I could get some of the little free parking that there was. So as far as housing goes, we do have a big thing. So right now we are in Las Vegas. As we hit Las Vegas Boulevard here in a few moments, we're only going to be in Las Vegas for a short period of time. And then we're going to end up in what's known as Paradise. So if you look at like the MSAs, you'll see it's Las Vegas, Paradise, Henderson, all that stuff. Most of Las Vegas, as I've discussed before, is not Las Vegas. It's these unincorporated areas. And they put the current strip. Now, when we pass Fremont Street there, a lot of that is old Vegas. They put the current strip outside of Vegas on purpose to keep the city of Las Vegas from having any control. They didn't want any control. All of that is controlled by pretty much the Clark County Commission. We have little places like this here. Now, the only so-called strip casino that is in Las Vegas is the Strat. It used to be known as the Stratosphere. I can remember when I first got here, it wasn't like that great. But the last time I went, it was like, wait, what's this? They had done so much work to the Strat. It was when I went to see Terry Fader. I had some tickets. I took my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. And I was like, okay, this is a completely different place, because the last time I'd been, it was like a dump. Yeah, they really improved that place. It was just so nice. So we got maybe less than a mile before we leave Las Vegas. We're on the Las Vegas Strip now, headed south. And over to the left, if you can see it. Now, remember that that famous show on TV, with Rick and all them folks? That's actually the place right there. So the place that you see on TV, that's a studio. This is the actual place. And you can see there's a little line there forming. I should swing the camera over. I think it's wide enough for you to see it. You see the little line, people forming? Yeah, that's the actual place. Stuff that's in there is not, real. It says world famous. You see the little tent set up. I don't know if it's really a tourist trap. I ain't been in there. But that's it right there. You can see the Straton up there. Like I said, it is a huge improvement from what it used to be. So I'm here at Hoover. There's a little wedding chapel there. I'm sure you've seen it. It's real world famous. So you know about the quickie weddings here in Vegas and everything. Coming up on Charleston Boulevard here. Charleston is one of the original streets in Vegas, and it runs all the way east and all the way west, all the way to Summerlin and all the way out to Red Rock Canyon. I actually did a video once. I never published it for some reason, where we went to the very edge and then drove all the way to Red Rock Canyon, and for some odd reason, I just never put it out. It was just so long. I just was trying to recreate this video someone did, and it wasn't real estate related, and we just went off into the different little neighborhoods and stuff. Maybe I'll find it and put it out one day. But this is one of the few uninterrupted streets all the way east and west in Las Vegas, Charleston Boulevard. After this, after we pass the Strat, we're gonna be hitting Sahara. And once we hit Sahara, we're leaving Vegas. So we're about to leave Vegas as soon as we pass the Strat here and hit Sahara. So passing Charleston now. You see extra space storage here. Man, I'm telling you, I got to get a video out at some point about storage. Storage has just become nuts here because you just need it. With the exception of some of the newer home builds where they're starting to think about this, a lot of the houses, especially those under about 500,000, just don't have any storage, period. Dot, end of story. Hey, whipping around, there's the Strat. It's one of the tallest buildings. I think it's the 10th tallest structure in Nevada, and one of the tallest buildings in the country. It's pretty big. I've been up to the top before. They're actually, I don't want to, because I'm driving, my camera can tilt up and down and stuff that's on the hood, but I don't want to lose connection or worry about it. But there's actually some rides up there. There used to be a roller coaster. If you go back, I believe, to like the first season of CSI, you can see the roller coaster in that. They took that down. Now behind the Strat is an area called Naked City. They call it Naked City because back in the day, the showgirls used to live there, and they would sunbathe topless. There were no like fences and stuff, but that's why they called it Naked City. It may not be that safe at night. Maybe I'll get all bold and everything, but I let my CCW expire, but they say it's not that safe at night. See, got a little city of Las Vegas. That's not the world famous city of Welcome to Las Vegas sign or anything. Now, what's interesting about the Welcome to Las Vegas sign, if you didn't know, is it was never copyrighted. That's why you see it everywhere. Now you see the gentleman passing by me here. He is Metro. So our police department here for Las Vegas is the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. It's actually, they at one point combined the City of Las Vegas Police Department and the Clark County Sheriff's Department. So the head of the police department is actually the sheriff. And the last sheriff is actually now the governor. So it's actually a pretty decent police department. As a matter of fact, they run the largest all Harley fleet in the country. Now we're coming up on Sahara. We are about to leave Las Vegas. So I feel like Nicolas Cage, who's it, Nicolas Cage who did that, Leaving Las Vegas. So we are leaving Las Vegas now. Over to my right at the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Sahara is the world's largest gift shop. At least that's what they call it. I don't know if it really is the world's largest gift shop. That's the name. Now, over to the left, if you see that big bluish building, that's the Fontainebleau. When I got here, it was a kind of a shell, and it was a shell for a long time. When 2007 hit, that place was wrecked. Like a lot of buildings, there was a lot of shellish stuff when I got here, when I PCS. Over to the left here is Sahara. When I got here, it was the Sahara. It was bought out, they changed the name, and they not too long ago changed it back to Sahara for the historic roots, I guess. When I got here, there was actually a roller coaster in front of the Sahara. And this actually used to be a hotel here that's now the Walgreens that you can't see. Coming up as we go over the Sahara, I believe over here, this empty corner, you can see it, was actually a water park. So Las Vegas, now we have 2 water parks now. There was a water park there. Now I know this is about living in downtown Las Vegas. We're coming to the Strip. This is not downtown Las Vegas. Like I said, we're in paradise. Oh man, they have made, really, I haven't walked down here in a long time. This really used to be the pits walking, but you can see behind the fence, there's still like really nothing there. Although it looks a little bit better than it used to look. At one point, they actually had this little construction thing where you could, like they'd have like construction stuff, and you could like dig up and do stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Like a construction experience, like you're a construction worker. They've tried all kinds of stuff here. So this is a timeshare here. When you're walking down the street, this is another one. They'll be like, hey, you know, you want to go see some shows and everything? And they'll talk you into coming here and, you know, trying to do a timeshare. I had actually some friends who were, you know, talking about moving here because there was talk about moving here, and they wanted me to pick them up here. And it was like, you're at one of them timeshare things? I'm like, yeah, you're gonna be there for hours. Oh, like, we're not gonna buy anything. They were here for hours because they bought something. They're good. You hear me talk about solar sales people, I don't know who's better, them or the timeshare people. They're good. Okay, so now we're coming up on Circus Circus. I like Circus Circus. I know some people have kind of an issue with Circus Circus. It's old, I ain't gonna lie about that, but it's got the only amusement park in Las Vegas. It's got really good rates. This is actually where I stayed when I was, doing my house hunting and everything. Matter of fact, I came about this time of the year and I didn't know how hot Vegas was gonna get. I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. Yeah, about the only thing I had an ill effect from was the dry weather. I'm telling you right now, you gotta be careful of the dry weather when you move here. Encore and Wynn was already here. So those are regular casinos. As we get deeper down in here, we're gonna actually start getting places that have, the high-rise towers. Now you're living in the center of Vegas. So anyway, this is Resorts World over here. When I got here, that was just an empty, they still been thinking about it for 150 years kind of thing. It was like this long, like wooden wall, like something's coming soon for a decade. Yeah, they finally got that fixed or finished. There used to be like this Hawaiian village thing over here to the left. So that finally looks good. Now they got this wall over here. So maybe we'll have something over here, get this all fixed up. The Palazzo and stuff's over here. Treasure Island's coming up and we're getting close, and we're gonna start getting to these really nice high rises down here, and also a lot more timeshares. Be very careful of some of these timeshares. Like I said, I'm sorry, you get into these things and the timeshares are worth so much. I had relatives, they came into town one time and they're talking about, we're staying our timeshare. They seem to love timeshares. It's like, I don't get it. Military Vacation Club, Armed Forces Vacation Club, I can rent your timeshare for, $4.95 a week. But you gotta buy it, you gotta pay yearly stuff, they're hounding you and all this stuff. But it's deeded property. That don't make sense to me. But whatever. Now, if you can, use that timeshare and maybe turn it into an Airbnb, if they allow you to do that, you may be able to get some good money out of it. Problem is all of the changes to the Airbnb laws here. I probably need to do another video on Airbnb. Well, I haven't done a video on Airbnb, but I need to, because everybody wants to do a Airbnb. Oh, look at that, even more stuff to build in here. You're getting a little thing on the strip. So you see those? Those not just casinos. A lot of those are the high-rise condos. So big thing is the higher you are on those suckers, the more it costs. So the lower level casino or the lower level condos are less expensive. As you go up, they're gonna get more and more expensive, into the millions of dollars. And because you got all of the views and everything. Go down Paradise, there are more. But these are the most expensive ones that are more desirable. The biggest problem I see is you'll have people that's like, oh, I want this great view. And it's like, no, I want something, on the 22nd floor or something like that. It's like, okay, those are like 1.2 million. Well, I don't have 1.2 million. I want to spend 600,000. Well, they have places that are 600,000. They're on the 6th floor. Well, I don't want the 6th floor. It doesn't have any, no views. Well, I know, but those are the ones that are 600,000. Well, I want the views of the 22nd floor. Those are 1.2 million. Well, I don't want to spend it just gets so funny. I don't know. It's kind of funny. It's kind of not. It's like, who's on first? I want to spend 600,000 and I want a 22nd floor unit. But anyway, you can see how tall these places are. And from this point on, you're going to just see them all the way on down the strip, on Paradise, around on Dean Martin and everything like that. Okay, I wanted to wrap this up the only way I knew how, because believe it or not, it gets hot in Vegas and all the cameras overheated, including the one here in the car. Actually, I should say in the car, because I'm not in the car anymore. It outright overheated just from being in the glass and everything, even with air conditioning on. So remember, it gets hot in Las Vegas. So anyway, what I was saying is the condos in the high rises, those are actually classified as condos. They have very high HOAs. Again, the last thing I was talking about are the levels. The higher level ones cost more because they have more desirability, because they are or have better views. And according to also what view they have. If they have view of nothingness, empty dirt lot, not that high of a price tag. If they have gorgeous views down the strip, high price tags. I've had clients who wanted to go like, oh, I want that gorgeous view down the strip, but I only want to pay $600,000. Those views, they cost more. So just be aware of that. What you do get is you get to live on the Las Vegas Strip. Again, not downtown Las Vegas, but you kind of get the drift. Most people kind of consider it that. Here is the downside of living in those high-rise condos. That HOA is a killer. HOAs in the condos on the strip can be expensive. I mean, a place that's maybe $600,000, your HOA fees may be $1,500 a month. So that is a big downside. And sometimes you get a lot for that, and sometimes you get very little, like maybe one parking spot for the $1,500, but you can get a lot of amenities for that money. So even when you have a nice complex on the strip, always watch out for that. You're trading a lot of convenience sometimes for a lot of back-end price that you haven't thought about yet. Would I live on the strip? If I had no obligations, I would possibly consider it, but the old saying is, you do you. Would I live in downtown Vegas? I would possibly live in downtown Vegas before the strip. The biggest thing I have or issue is parking. I know some people love the convenience of being able to just walk out, go party, and stumble back. I'm not a stumble back kind of guy. Kind of like some women are not holler back girls. I'm not a stumble back guy. But a lot of people are like that, especially with the lifestyle you can lead here. Now, if you're interested in living downtown, there is so much to do. As a matter of fact, if you want me to go deeper into it, let me know. I mean, we have the Arts District. Believe it or not, there's single family houses downtown. I would tell you that the single family houses downtown can be a little more interesting than some other things. I actually sold a house in the downtown area once. Let's just say it got interesting. I don't know how it happened after closing, but let's just say the guy calls me up like the day after closing and said he walked into the house and found a young lady just sprawled out, spread eagle, fortunately clothed on his living room floor. She was able to open a window and climb in. And she just looks up at him and goes, "Oh, sorry." And just gets up and walks out. Then the next day finds another. Where were they at before? So there's some interesting characters. I don't know if you saw some of them when we were driving, especially in that downtown area by Fremont Street, but it gets interesting. So there is character there. So you're also trading that. You get too far away from the strip, actually not too far, about 2 or 3 blocks, it gets interesting. And I'm going to say that, being very honest with you, it gets interesting. So I'm going to leave you with that it does get interesting in both ways. You stay on the strip, it can be really nice. It can get expensive, but you got a lot to do. That downtown corridor, you stay in that area, it's a lot to do. You get away from it just a little bit, it gets interesting. Want me to, I'll drive around that area for you, especially at night, and we can see how interesting it gets. Because then maybe my cameras went overheat. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, I hope I've given you a little bit of service today. If you want to reach out, you need something, thinking about moving to Las Vegas or anything, my information is down below. Again, my name is Eric. I am here to help you out along with my team. Call, text, email. Information is in the description and the pinned comment. And you know what I'm about to say, especially my military brothers and sisters. Alpha, Mike, Foxtrot, The rest of you lovely folks, y'all still call me because you love me, and I love you too. We're gonna keep them lights on for you.